Hi, friends. So, a conversation with my wifey and a few thoughts later, a new little video. So, I'm still at work, so I'll probably wind up having to pause this. Um, but I wanted to talk about my continuing withdrawal from publishing and um, how I'm feeling about it and some other stuff. So, earlier this week, I kind of made this connection um, between how, well, it didn't start yesterday. Yesterday it came to kind of a head, but I've been thinking about um, how I've gotten to this point and, like, trying to connect my feelings with my action. This is the stuff I do, this is how my brain works. So what I keep coming back to is that a lot of people, and this isn't just in the professional writing sphere, this is in on the internet for as long as I've used it, which is 23, no, longer than that. So it's been like 25 years, no, longer than that. Fuck, I don't know. 30 years? I don't know. It's been a long time. But even in meat space, and it's that whole phenomenon where people assume that, especially if you're a black woman or perceived as a black woman, in my case, that once people see you, then all of a sudden you don't know anything. And this is something that I've gone through my whole life. Um, Not just in terms of my writing, but in terms of jobs, um, dealing with people, like running errands, going to the fucking bank. Like it's permeates my life in a way that means that there is literally not a day that goes by that I don't say something either out loud or on the internet, or even let me tell you a little story. I was in the elevator at work a couple weeks ago, and sometimes uh, my handshake, y'all know that. And I had pushed the button in the elevator. There's a white guy in there, and I pushed his floor for him. Mine wouldn't light up. And he was like, well, if you're not holding something and actually touch the button. First of all, that's rude as fuck because nobody fucking asked him. Second of all, again, it was this thing where the assumption is that I don't fucking know. Now, me personally, that is something that I don't like. I didn't like it as a kid. I don't like it now. Um, One of the parts of my personality that has absolutely not changed over time is that at the point where I'm speaking with authority, I am speaking with authority. And I use that when I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I've realized at this point that that played a huge role in me not wanting to freelance or generally mess with publishing anymore, because that's also been very deeply ingrained in my career from the beginning, when I was sort of exploring learning how to write essays and, like, all that kind of stuff. It started out with me blogging, and it would happen then. Like, I could literally tell a story about getting fucked the night before, and someone would explain to me that, I that either what I thought happened didn't happen, or that my body doesn't work the way I said it does. To, I mentioned on Facebook my time on writing some stuff for XO Jane, through, the Fatosphere, fat blogging, all of these, like, every single one of these projects, I've had to deal with this. I didn't deal with it as much in the short fiction realm, but I dealt with it there as well, because there were a good number of times, especially towards the last few years, that I was publishing a lot in short fiction, where editors would say to me, you must have meant, and then I would have to come back with, no, I said exactly what I meant, exactly how I meant to say it. And I just made that connection last night, that that phenomena through my life and through my career is a large part of what ruined professional writing for me. It was also in terms of things like when I went to AWP, the second and last time in Los Angeles, how many of the people in the industry wouldn't look at me, much less speak to me. And I know that sounds really extra, but literally people who had published me, without an author photo, I introduced myself to some of them and I'm like, hey, you published me in blah blah issue, and it was, that kind of, you know, and it's that whole thing. And I've realized at this point that because I am the way I am, and I am who I am, and I emote the way that I emote, and I speak the way that I speak, that I was never going to hit it in a mainstream way being the way that I am. Not that my writing hasn't changed, which it has quite a bit, but me as a person and how I deal with those sort of things, it wasn't going to be good. So I feel good about it though. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I'm feeling good that I'm starting to understand that, baiting me as a writer who is too timid at times to say, please don't change that, it's important to the work, wasn't tripping. I wasn't just being an oversensitive snowflake. That's who I am. And because I am this way, there are things in publishing that I will never be able to do, that if I had taken, and again, it comes back to that advice I got so many years ago where someone told me that I would absolutely have to change as a person to make it in the industry. It's true. But I'm not mad about it. So that's the discovery of the week. And because my bestie, my wifey, my bestie of almost 25 years, can you guys believe that? Reminded me that I sometimes overcomplicate things and wind up not doing them because I get upset. I'm going to try to do more of these. I will probably upload a little bit later today. I do still want to talk more about writing and craft and things. So that's it. Bye.